Hi, and welcome to Brain Candy, brought to you by the Candy Factory, a co-working and social club here in the heart of Lancaster. My name is Anne, and today we have the pleasure of having Nolan from Gumbo on the show. Nolan, welcome.
Howdy, Anne.
Tell us a little bit about Gumbo.
So Gumbo is a cryptocurrency hedge fund. It's nuanced in approach, and it's designed specifically for the crypto market, which, as we'll get into with some of the tips today, crypto is sort of an entirely different beast than the stock market and similar investment vehicles out there.
Great, excellent. And today you're going to be giving us a couple tips on how to get into crypto. And we're going to start off with deciding what coins you want to invest in. Tell us about that.
So the first thing you do is, you figure out how much money you want to invest, but you got to figure out where to park that money. Now, besides everybody saying Bitcoin or, the deli shop guy telling you about some NFT that just came out, the best way I've found, and I personally use this for my fund, is to find cryptocurrencies I can actually use. You can go to coinmarketcap.com and you'll find a list of every cryptocurrency in existence almost. There's probably 10,000 out there.
Wow.
And you just scroll through them, find ones you like that have a nice name, fun logo, or anything like that, and see if you can actually use it. One I recommend is Brave Browser. It's a Chrome-based browser. It's a lot more private than Google Chrome, but they actually pay you 15% of the ad revenue in crypto. So immediately you can start using the crypto. You can see how it works. You can actually sign up if you have a business to receive BAT as sort of a tip for content creation, and you can sort of start getting involved in sort of the crypto economy and really start to see the usability of these products. But whether you're a very educated investor or very uneducated investor, there's a crypto out there for you to use.
Oh, that's great. So start off with looking at the coins and deciding what you want to invest in. Okay, so second tip is talking about information and the sources that you go to for information. Tell us about that.
So when there's retail investors and then much larger players, hedge funds, institutions, $1 billion investors, and then Schmo Joe with $1,000, there's going to be a discrepancy in the kind of information that's available. And especially this information is especially important in crypto because it's born on the web. So information's moving as fast as possible around the globe to affect the price of cryptocurrencies. And so as an individual, the best thing you can do when it comes to finding information is to look a little more abstractly, or rather fundamentally, at some of these coins, ignoring what you might read in the news, ignoring Elon Musk's tweets about Dogecoin, and just sort of relying on intrinsic value that you find from these products. And that ties into the usability thing. If you can't use it, you can't really get a sense for if it's valuable or not. And so with our fund, the best thing we do is find coins we can use, things that we can get recommendations on from professors who may be using more complex cryptocurrencies that are a bit more difficult to understand and find the utility of.
Okay.
One of the most important pieces of information that's readily available to everyone, rich or poor, small or big investor, is distribution. Distribution is effectively the amount of a cryptocurrency that's held in however many wallets. And so you can see at what price that cryptocurrency was bought at. So let's take Bitcoin, for example. What you'll see for Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies is sort of a distribution leaning towards free. People who mine cryptocurrency, they receive that Bitcoin for free. And they also own quite a bit of that. They were mining Bitcoin well before retail investors got a hold of it.
I see.
And so the distribution is going to be just like with stocks. Elon Musk has a lot of Tesla stock. Jeff Bezos has a lot of Amazon stock. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrency, except the developers have the most amount of the cryptocurrency. Now, this is where we can very easily weed out 80% of the crypto market. Most of the cryptocurrencies have some 90% distributions held by the developers, meaning every time you purchase that cryptocurrency, you're effectively inflating the price of their holdings for free. And so that's one of the best pieces of information you can use to avoid scams or shady or cryptocurrencies, things that, although they might have a lot of volatility. Dogecoin, for instance,
sure.
It's primarily owned by one person who got it for free. And anytime anybody else buys it, they're raising the price for that person. Cryptocurrencies that have a lot more intrinsic value, like Bitcoin, for instance, they have a much better distribution. And you'll be able to see that, the more people that buy it recently, the better. And if you see that it's a very small distribution, it's a very small number of people own it at the current price, and a very large number of people own it at much lower prices, it's a good chance that the price is going to go down in the near future.
Where do you go for distribution information and education?
So there's lots of free resources out there. The two I recommend are Into the Block and Coinbase's education program. Coinbase will actually pay you in crypto to learn about crypto. You can take quizzes, answer questions, and the sponsors for them are the tokens themselves. They're really trying to push education in the space because education is going to help avoid a lot of the scams in the space and help weed out the market and make it a lot more stable overall, help level out the volatility, and also just make sure people don't lose their money so much, which currently is happening quite a bit in crypto world. And then Into the Block is a sort of blockchain explorer. So you hear a lot about the blockchain. It's this forever ledger of everything that's ever happened on it. What use is that, though, at the end of the day, if you can't look at it? Services like Into the Block allow you to analyze the blockchain and see things like the distribution model, see what wallets own how much of each currency, when it was bought, the volume, anything you can imagine that most you can't actually do with stocks. So if anything, it's a bit more transparent than the traditional market in that sense.
Got it.
So, talking about Brave Browser, you can get paid to use a cryptocurrency. And then talking about this Coinbase education program, you can get paid to learn about cryptocurrency. So there's two free and great ways to get into crypto, and you can probably for free. Personally, I've earned about $300 just from browsing the web, and I've had friends earn a couple $100 just from doing the education programs. And with crypto, that's a fine little start, for the average investor, college students. It's a great way to just earn some beer money, if anything.
Yeah, right. And I know a lot more, teenagers, mine included, are starting to explore what is crypto, and like we were saying, that it's really important to teach them that financial, planning to prepare for crypto.
Yeah, I would definitely say, try to keep your kids away from crypto. If they're asking for your credit card to buy, an NFT lion or something like that, don't let them, But, eventually one day they will, they talk about the great wealth transfer. We're going to have something like $30 trillion be transferred from the boomer generation to the millennial generation.
Wow.
And then over the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to be cognizant of where those millennials are going to invest with their inheritance effectively. And knowing that the boomer generation was much larger than the millennial generation, it's going to be much more concentrated. And surveys already say, for instance, that millennials much prefer cryptocurrency to stocks, because for millennials, it's very easy for them to understand. Banking, stocks, finance, that all is super confusing. And more so, it seems inefficient almost. Even your son at 13 would be able to recognize that the banking system's a little, why would it be like that? Why do I have to mail this letter in? Why can't it just be all online through an app?
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't necessarily possible before because the security layer, the blockchain layer, wasn't there. And so you have to rely on the bank for the trust and whatever systems they can come up with. Well, now we have the digital trust, and it's simply a lot more efficient of a system, which kids are already growing up with. They're growing up with iPads. My 5-year-old little cousin is glued to an iPad all day like this. But they're going to be inheriting that wealth and then investing it in what they understand.
Oh, it's so fascinating. We could talk so much more about it. So thank you for giving us a little bit of insight into how we get involved in it. You are also a Candy Factory member. Tell us a little bit about your Candy Factory experience.
So as a horribly introverted person, the Candy Factory, it was a little intimidating at first, but it's been extraordinarily easy to find connections and people to talk to. There's always somebody who, if you're sitting by yourself, somebody will come up to you and start a conversation with you if you don't look busy. And I love that. It makes it very easy to feel welcome. Oh,
that's fantastic. Good to hear. And then how do we find out more about Gumbo?
So if you want to know about Gumbo, you can go to our website, www.gumbo.fund, F-U-N-D. And you can fill out our contact form and we'll be in touch.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nolan. I
Thanks
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me in.